Setting goals and planning to reach them can be complicated, but if you learn a dependable and reliable process and system that you can count on, then you can soar forward and you could become a high achiever and you can create your best life. So I tell the clients that I work with, let's simplify the process. Let's talk about the steps. People frequently have goals and they say, I'd like this to happen, I'd like to create that, I'd like to do this. And then they think, well, how am I going to do that? And often, will I ever make that happen? But again, my clients who've learned a system that I talk about put it on autopilot, and it becomes so automatic for them that they reach goal after goal after goal, and they are high achievers. If you are joining me for the first time, I'm Dr. Ellen Ettinger, and I love to help people reach their dream lives, their best lives, their happiest lives, their most successful. And in order to do that, reaching goals is an important part of doing that. So today I'm going to talk about 7 steps that can help you reach goals consistently and become a high achiever and create your best life. Make sure you stay till the very end with me so you get all of them. Let's talk about number 1. And the first is to identify specific goals. A lot of people talk about vague goals. And when you have vague goals, it's very hard to bring them to fruition because they're not specific enough to help you make a direct, detailed plan of how you want to get there. So, for example, if let's say somebody says, I want a new job. Well, it's hard to figure out a pathway if we don't know what kind of job you want, how much you want to earn, any specifications on hours or benefits that are important to you, or any changes from your current job. We need specifics. It's like, for example, if I say I want to go to a shopping center, well, that's pretty vague. I don't know what shopping center I want. I don't know what I want to get. What if I say I want to go to the Galleria shopping center to a shoe store? I want to buy sandals in brown in a size 7 with 1-inch heels. Well, now I'm really specific about what I want to achieve. It makes it so much easier to build a pathway to get where I'm going. I can evaluate part way, am I getting where I want to be, or I can correct my pathway if I'm not on the correct path. And when I think I'm there, I can judge, was I successful or not? And again, if you just say, I want to get a new job, it's hard to know, well, what are the specifics of the new job that will make you happy? And not being specific enough is often why it takes people longer to reach goals, because they didn't have a detailed enough plan to get them where they're going. And it often is why people get to a destination but they're not happy. So people may get to a new job and say, I'm not really happy with this new job, because they didn't think about the details in advance of what they were really looking for or what they really wanted. So I encourage you to make a list of goals that you want and to be specific about what they really are. Now, there are a few general areas that you might think about when you make a list. For example, work, or family, or home, or do you want a new relationship, or to improve your health, elevate your finances, meet some goals for hobbies or fun time, places you want to go and visit, experiences you want to have. These are a number of different areas where people often have goals. So number 1 is to make a list figure out what are goals that you have in the immediate time or in the future. Be as specific as you can. Number two, I would like to suggest you pick 3 to 5 that you really want to focus on now. If you pick more than about 5, it becomes too hard. There are too many steps to take at one time. And if you choose less than 3, people are often not satisfied where their lives are moving. 3, 4, 5 is a good number to feel like you're moving your life ahead to fulfill goals and that you're reaching out to where you want to be. Number 3 is really look in detail at these goals and create action steps. What do you need to do to get from where you are to where you want to be? So if you want a new job, for example, you need to revise your resume. You need to maybe network with people in your field who may know of available positions. You may want to take some courses or get a certification or certain types of professional experiences that you can put on your resume and talk about to make you that much more attractive for a new job. So those are examples. And again, we want to come up with action steps. This, I will say, is a very hard part to do. And one of the areas where I often help my clients and say, look, this is what you need. Let's do it in this order. It should take this amount of time. But you can start to create your own action steps and figure out how you can reach these goals. And that's really important to think about what are the steps. Very often people will choose goals and say, well, I want this to happen. I want to save $5,000 in the next few years. But in the next 2 years, let's say. But they don't take action steps and build action steps and say, well, that means I have to save X number of dollars a month. And that means in the first year, I'll save this much money, and by the second year, I'll save that much. Again, it's breaking a goal down into steps, and some are pretty simple to figure out. Like a financial goal, you can figure out pretty easily how much you're going to have to save each month to make a goal over a year or two happen. That's an easy one. Many of them are harder, but not impossible. And if you don't set out the action steps, it becomes even more impossible and difficult to reach a complicated goal. Breaking them down into steps is what simplifies the pathway to create big successes in our lives. And the fourth step, once you have these action steps, is to implement them, to put them on your calendar and figure out how and when you're going to get these steps done. Again, very often people pick goals and they say, well, I have this goal that I'm going to lose weight. I don't understand why I'm not getting it done. Weight loss is a big area, a big goal that I work with my clients with. And when you have specific goals, specific steps that you take over time, that's what moves you, gives you momentum, and gives you results. So again, you want to implement your steps. You want to put them on your calendar. 5, I want you to think about certain skills and resources that are really fundamentally important and helpful to reach goals, to have high standards, and to create a really successful life. There are 3 resources that we can build and get better at over time. One is time management, one is focusing, and one is energy resources. So time management, many of us waste time and waste a lot of time doing things that are not central and core to the goals that we want to reach. And I do have a number of uh, videos, programs that are about time management, that can teach you time management skills and hacks and cues that can save so much time. And when you save time, you have all that much more time to take those action steps to reach your goals. So time management is really an important step in being a high achiever. Focus as well is a really important step. Very often when we want to get a lot done, we think that we need to handle 3 things at the same time, and we lose focus and we lose direction when we do that. Being able to focus and stay on track is really an important skill to get things done. Not getting distracted, losing focus, those are areas where we really lose time, energy, and momentum. And finally, energy is important. I know a lot of people live on caffeine and coffee to try to get energy. But when you do that, you are often running out of energy and looking for your next coffee or snack or energy bar when your body is not working ultimately at your highest level where it would support working with energy to get all of your steps done. So I talk about all of these with my clients, and I want to bring them to your attention too, so that you can think about what you can do to elevate those skills, so that you can take and implement all those action steps. Now, over time, and this is number 6, you want to review your success and see where you're at. So if your goal is to get a new job, at some point in time you want to look and review your action steps. Are you building a resume that will get you the type of job that you want? Are you networking and reaching out to people who can help you find the job that you're looking for? If you're planning to save money, did you figure out how much you need to save each month, and are you staying on track? And if you're not, how can you change your plan to elevate your ability to save what you want to? What can you do? So we want you to review over time to see how you're doing. And number 7 is to revise your steps, to revise your pathway. Very often, the steps we take to start with serve us for the start, but then we find that it would be helpful to change and correct course. And that's why reviewing and revising are so important to help us get to our final goals. Sometimes the next steps are really important. So again, we want to identify goals, we want to create a path with steps, we want to evaluate how we are, and we want to revise so that we know we're on not a path, but on the best path at each time to get where we want to go. And if you do that, you really can achieve goals easily and consistently. I teach these steps, and they may sound a little bit complicated and a little bit detailed, but once you put them together and do them a few times, and by example, you feel comfortable with them, then it's like putting all of these steps and skills on autopilot. The time management, the focusing, the energy, the making the steps, the reviewing, the revising, all of this comes much more simply and may sound complicated in the beginning. But what you want to do is really get some practice doing it and get experience so that it becomes so natural that it's autopilot. And that's how my clients become high achievers. So if you're interested, I have a Success Builders Club and a High Achievers group, and I work with people one-on-one also. If this resonates with you and you'd like to get more support, if you'd like just some general information, if you'd like to talk about building specific steps for a goal, and building a pathway for a specific goal or goals. If you'd like to learn these steps to put them on autopilot, and like some support or more support for any of these, I'd be happy to talk to you. I will have a limited number of appointments available. I will list my calendar in our group. And if you go in time and you can schedule an appointment, it would be my delight and my honor to speak to you about how we can elevate and improve your skills for goal setting and goal reaching so that you can create your best life, your most successful life, and reach goals consistently and regularly so that it's on autopilot. Let's get this going for you. Let's get it so it becomes natural. There are so many goals in life, and if you learn this now, it will be so helpful to you throughout your life. So I love to teach this to people. I love when I see them and it's like the light goes on in their brain and they're like, this is what I needed to be in my best life possible. So again, it would be my delight, my joy to help you move forward in whatever way you need. Maybe you just need some simple suggestions. Maybe you want to talk about some steps that you can take or some skills that you need to elevate, like the time management or focusing or energy steps. Or maybe you want some more detailed support and a program so that you can go through this a number of times so that it does become autopilot for you. For any of those reasons, I would be happy to have a discussion with you. Again, I will put my calendar in our group. It is my delight to see people move ahead and reach goals and create their best lives. So go as quickly as you can to try to get one of those appointments this week. And let's get this moving for you. Let's get your goals coming true. Let's create your best life, your happiest life, your most successful life. I'd be happy to help you. Let's get this done.